Charges upgraded. A man accused of killing a toddler in Spokane Valley is now facing second-degree murder. We'll have the latest on the case.
With available ICU beds now in the single digits in Idaho, the governor is calling on the National Guard to help with surging hospitalizations, and our Panhandle hospitals are just trying to keep up.
And in weather, we are tracking a nice warm-up as we head into the Labor Day weekend. A forecast you'll want to see is coming up next.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for Krem2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. Tonight we are learning more about how Idaho officials are trying to keep the state's overwhelmed healthcare system from becoming even more overwhelmed. Just yesterday, Governor Brad Little said there are just 4 adult ICU beds available for the entire state.
In North Idaho, Kootenai Health continues to see a record number of COVID patients, the overwhelming majority unvaccinated. Krem2's Casey Decker is in Kootenai County tonight with more information about how the state government is now responding.
Well, yesterday, Governor Brad Little announced that he is once more mobilizing the National Guard in order to assist overworked staff. Federal workers are also being sent to help out, as is a specialized medical response team from the Pentagon. We've learned that 20-person unit will be coming directly here to Kootenai Health. Things are just that dire in North Idaho right now. Take a look at this data from Panhandle Health District. The previous record for people in the hospital at once was 95 during the winter wave. But now we've spent more than 2 weeks with a number above that in the triple digits. Yesterday, Governor Little said that in the entire state of Idaho, there are only 4 open ICU beds. And hospitals like Kootenai are already converting office space into overflow COVID wings, with the possibility of field hospitals on the horizon. More so than previous variants, this one is affecting people of all ages, though basically it's only affecting unvaccinated people. And this variant is proving deadly. After months with rarely more than 1 death in a day and frequently none, Panhandle has recently logged several consecutive days with 3 or 4 COVID deaths. And this chart is lagging a bit because of the nature of these death investigations. Today we learned about 15 more confirmed deaths in North Idaho. And top doctors at Kootenai Health have said they expect many more in the coming weeks. Now we also have an update for you regarding the backlog situation. Panhandle Health District has told us previously that they are so short-staffed right now that they just can't get all of the positive COVID test results actually logged into the system on time. We have learned that they've gotten that backlog more or less cleared up to about 10 days ago, but there are still more than 1,300 positive cases left to add to the system. In the past, the National Guard had helped with that work, so hopefully that will be an assisting factor for the Panhandle Health District now. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene tonight, Casey Decker, Krem2 News.
Now to tracking the latest COVID-19 data across the inland Northwest, the Panhandle Health District reported that 104 people are now hospitalized there with COVID. 339 new cases also reported today, with 1 new death. 15 deaths were reported yesterday, 9 of which were patients who range from 18 years old to 49.
And in Spokane County, the Regional Health District is now reporting 362 new cases in the last 24 hours and 6 new deaths just since yesterday. Right now, there are also 226 patients in the hospital due to the virus.
All right, let's talk weather now, shall we? It is now officially meteorological fall, September 1st, and it certainly felt like it this morning, right?
Everything looks a little bit different out there.
Yeah, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sherry now. And Tom, what's the rest of the week looking like for us?
Well, my gosh, we're getting warmer and warmer temperatures. We're going to climb actually above average temperatures by the time the holiday weekend rolls around. We'll talk more about that in a few moments. You were right about the morning hours, though, being chilly. We have a frost advisory once again in effect, not for the Spokane area, but to the north of us and to the east of us. Everywhere you see shaded in blue, and that is through tomorrow morning as some of the overnight lows and those, especially those northern and eastern valleys, get cold, dropping down into the 30s. When you take a look at the average wind speeds around the region, as you can see, not much in the wind department, either calm or only in the single digits. Pretty darn pleasant. I got to be honest with you, it feels warmer right now than 71 degrees, but I love it. It is just absolutely great. Little bit of a light wind out of the north right now at about 7 miles per hour. Air quality, AQI, checks in at 37. That puts us in the good air quality, so that's another thing to smile about on the first day of September. Look for an overnight low of 44. We'll see a daytime high on Thursday of 76 degrees. Let's jump ahead now to the holiday weekend. Labor Day weekend, 83 on Saturday, 84 on Sunday, and 84 on your Labor Day Monday. I'll check the rest of your 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Tom, thank you. In other news tonight, a Spokane Valley man is now charged with second-degree murder for the death of a 19-month-old baby girl. Mickey Brown was previously charged with assault, and 3 days after Brown was arrested, Azalea Rain Red Horse Jones died in the hospital as a result from the injuries she sustained. Now, court documents show Brown was in a relationship with the little girl's mother and had been watching the girl when she was hurt. Doctors say she suffered multiple severe injuries. They also determined she was a victim of abusive head trauma. Today, a judge set Brown's bond at $1 million.
The man accused in the deadly shooting of a local track star outside of a downtown Spokane bar in July is now charged with first-degree premeditated murder. Spokane police arrested Michael Lee for the death of 22-year-old Jacoby Ford, a former Shadle Park High School athlete. Krem2's Amanda Rowley spoke with Ford's mother at Lee's court hearing today.
For the last month, Michael Lee has been in jail, charged with second-degree murder. He is accused of shooting and killing local track star 22-year-old Jacoby Ford outside of Lucky's Bar in July.
I would much rather have him here. You know, his birthday's Saturday. He's supposed to be 23.
Investigators say they now have more evidence indicating that Lee planned to kill Jacoby. According to court documents, Jacoby was dating a woman Lee had a child with. Jacoby told police Lee sent him Facebook messages threatening to shoot and kill him. Newly filed court documents show Jacoby's mother gave investigators additional Facebook messages between her son and Lee containing more threats of killing Jacoby.
We definitely want justice for my son.
Robbie Rogers was in court this afternoon for Lee's hearing. Prosecutors upgraded the charges against him to first-degree premeditated murder. Rogers told me she was aware of Lee's ongoing threats against her son.
It's been months that he's been talking about this, so it's only right that they do get upgraded. It's just bittersweet because, you know, my son's gone. But we have a lot of support and everybody will be here for everything, you know, not that that's going to bring him back, but just so everybody knows how loved he was.
Jacoby was a former Shadle Park High School athlete who broke several Washington State track and field records. Shortly before his death, he signed with Trident Sports Management as a professional track athlete to compete internationally. His mom is heartbroken.
Now my 6 daughters are without their brother, and I have to grow old without my son.
In the hearing this afternoon, the judge set Lee's bond at $1 million. Amanda Rowley, Krem2 News.
Another big story we are tracking for you today. News broke just this afternoon that former WSU wide receiver Cassidy Woods has now filed a lawsuit against head coach Nick Rolovich and the university. It was 2 Augusts ago that Cassidy Woods told Nick Rolovich he would not be participating with the team because of COVID-19 concerns. Rolovich then alluded apparently that if Woods was involved in the Pac-12 player movement called #WeAreUnited, that it would put his future with the team in jeopardy. That movement centered around player compensation, safe conditions for players during the pandemic, and then action in terms of racial injustice. Now, shortly thereafter, Rolovich cut Woods from all contact with the team. We did speak with Woods' lawyer this afternoon about how all of this came to a head.
With the understanding that Cassidy was opting out for health reasons, that, you know, asking to clean out his locker is understandable. But when you tie that to all the other things that Coach Rolovich had Cassidy cut off from, it was clear that the message he wanted to send was much broader than that. You were not part of this team, and you won't be in electronic communication with this team. You won't participate with this team in any way. That was the message that was being sent, in our opinion.
So Brenna will have a lot more from Cassidy's attorney, as well as a full breakdown of the lawsuit that's coming up tonight on Krem2 News at 6.
It was an unspeakable ending to the tale of 2 missing children. The remains of Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow found buried in shallow graves in Chad Daybell's backyard. And tonight, only right here on Krem2, Daybell's 5 adult children sit down in an interview to explain why they think he was framed.
He knew how to dig graves, and that just doesn't sound believable to me.
What do you say to those people who are still very skeptical with all of this?
It might seem like a convenient excuse, but if it's the truth, we have to hold to it.
Watch The Secrets of Chad Daybell's Backyard on a special Wednesday edition of 48 Hours tonight at 10 o'clock right here on CBS.
And after a year of lockdown, the first day of school for Spokane Public Schools is tomorrow. So we are answering all of your biggest back-to-school questions when we come back.
Tomorrow morning, the Up with Krem team is live all over Spokane for back to school.
Tomorrow, I'll be live at Ferris High School, which is just one of 5 schools starting the year with a new principal. Jeremy Legoo live at Glover Middle School as well.